Welcome to the Real P&L Trading Show, where I share my real P&L on 4 accounts. And let's see if I can get my screen up here. I also share, let's see here if I can get this up. And I have each one of those accounts tied to a specific trading system, so you can see exactly how each system performs in real time. And I share my proprietary safe wheel strategy. I trade it right here in front of you for free. Also, you see there's a link in the description if you want to get the actual masterclass for that for free. Doing that for a limited time, offering that. Now, let's just make sure I've got a couple comments. Audio working good. Thank you. Appreciate that, Will. Some guy says good afternoon. I say good morning from here. Also, I want to make sure that you guys post any questions you might have sooner rather than later, because I want to get to those questions before the end of the broadcast. Sometimes the broadcast starts to end and get those at the last second. I think we're on maybe a 3 or 5 second delay here. All right, let's start here with, let's see what's going on with my accounts. Let's start with the PL5 Pro. Let's see how that did last week. I'm going to put the PL5 Pro here. It's the 275, I believe. Yeah, so 406,835. You saw my net lick there, 406,835. 406,835. So the PL5 Pro, you can see how it's doing. Up this week, down for the year. You can see that I started this on July 19, 2024. I was up about 16% towards the last 6 months of the year. The market was up 6.65. Let's see what the market's doing. I'm going to go over, don't worry, I'll hit the earnings edge here next, but I'm on the PL5 right now. So let's see, the SPY is trading at 587.24. 587.24 hasn't moved at all from last Monday. So you can see the market for this year is up about not even 0.5%. Since inception of the PL5 Pro in July 19, 2024, I'm up around close to 1%. So break even, and the market's up around 7%. So I'm underperforming a little bit here on the PL5 Pro. I'm a little surprised that I'm underperforming. I'm down 13% this year, which is not normal at all. I haven't really had a year like this, but we'll see how everything ends up. But let me back up here and go over the earnings edge. With the earnings edge, the new 3.0 system that I started trading in 2025, since then I have 11 wins, 1 loss, and my win rate is over 90%. My average win is 945. My average loss is 516. I traded AVGO last week, made $310. And let's take a look at the account. See what the account value is. So I'll hit this here. Net lick 15,736. This system's doing quite well. 15,736. So you can see how the new 3.0 system's doing. Just outstanding. I mean, up 159% since the beginning of the year in 2025, and that's when I started deploying this system. It's crazy how well this thing's doing. I didn't expect it to do this well, but those are the numbers. Started this account with $5,000 in 2022, and now I'm up to 15,736. So I'm up 214% since inception. The market's up 23%, so obviously outperforming the market. So the earnings edge is really the shining star. This 3.0 system is just doing fantastic. So that's what's going on with that account. I already talked about the PL5 Pro. Let's talk about the PL5 now. And I have this account in my Interactive Brokers account, and I can't share the whole screen because it'll give you my account number, and I haven't really found a way around that. So I have 31,129 in the account. So I'm up a little bit from last week, 31,129. You can see I'm down on the year about 6%. The market's at break even. But last year, I started this on July 16th, 2024. And that last 6 months of 2024 was up 10.2%. The market was up around 4%. So you can see here overall, since July 16th, 2024, comparing it to the market, the PL5 is up 3.76%. The market's up 4.24. So the market's up a little bit better. So slightly underperforming, pretty much performing as well as the market. And I expect this system, which is specifically designed to outperform the market, I expect it to outperform the market as we move forward. Okay, let's talk about the safe wheel. Safe wheel, what's going on with that? Well, what's going on with any system is you check the net liquidation, right? And that will tell you how the system's doing. So it's all about the net lick. 57.59, up a little bit this week, not a lot, a little bit. You can see that in 2025, the safe wheel is up 5% and the market's up about, well, pretty much at break even. So the safe wheel is outperforming. And I do get only about half the drawdowns of the S&P. So on a risk adjusted basis, you could pretty much double that number. And since the inception in 2022, the safe wheel is up 15.18 and the market's up 23.6%. So, but again, you have about half the drawdowns of the S&P, so about half the risk of the S&P. So you could technically double that on a risk-adjusted basis. So the safe wheel is outperforming on a risk-adjusted basis since 2022. All right, so those are the accounts. And I'm going to actually trade the safe whale now because I do all the trades right here live on YouTube. Now, there is a trade that I make every Friday and I buy a $5 call. That one, obviously, I don't do live, but everything else I've done live here on YouTube. So let's see here. What do I have? First, I'm going to look at my hedges because this is the safe wheel. It's not the regular wheel. And I want to look, and I have 3 questions about this hedge, the put hedge. Number 1, is it under 100 days? No, so I do nothing there. Number 2, do I own 200 shares so I can see if it paid off? No. And number 3, is it close enough, this $22 strike, close enough to the actual price of LI? So it needs to be within 70%, so 27.75. Let's bring this up here. So is 22 divided by 27.75. That's within 80% or 79%. So definitely this is close enough to protect me. Okay, so that's fine. Nothing to do there. Then I have my long call that I purchased on Friday, the $32 call. Paid $5 for it. Those are my 2 hedges. Now I just run the regular wheel. So I don't own any shares. I'm not looking to write a covered call. Looks like I'm just going to be selling a put. I like to do this in the nearest expiration that expires this week because I want to collect premium that expires. And that's the way I can get the most premium. So I'm going to go to the trade tab. Let me put in LI here. Make sure that LI is in here. And again, I'm going to go into this one with 4 days left until expiration, June 6th. And I'm going to sell a put and I want to do it out of the money and I want to get at least 28 cents. So I can't sell the 26.50 because it's not worth 28 cents. I could sell the $27 one because I could get more than 28 cents or more, but I like to go where I can and then one back if I'm still out of the money. So I'm going to sell the 27.50. I'm going to collect around $50. So let's see, the mid price is 52. Let's see if I can get that. I'm going to do one. So if I have between $5,000 and $10,000, I'll do 1 wheel and 3 put hedges. If I have for every $5,000 increments, I'll double it. So if I had between 10 and 15,000, I would do 2 of these and I would do 6 put hedges. Okay, mid price 52. Let's see if I can get that. I got filled at 53. Okay, so it filled me better. All right, so I collected 53 more dollars here. So I'm ABC, right? Always be collecting. So I'm always collecting premium. Every week I'm collecting premium. That's what the safe wheel is about. It's about collecting premium. Okay, so that's my trade for the week. That's all. I don't even really look at this account except for on Fridays when I come in to buy that long call, and then I look at it on Mondays and evaluate where I'm at and make my trade. So I won't look at this again for another week in terms of from a strategy viewpoint. Okay, so that is going through all the accounts. Let's see if there's any questions or comments here. Will says, good morning. Audio good. Thank you, Will. Some guy says, good afternoon. He's across the pond. Will says, the P&L is real, so you know Carl's sincere. I appreciate that, Will. Put may need to be redone today. It's pretty close. Yeah, in terms of the safe wheel. No, that's fine. It is close enough. I want it to be within 70%. If it's at 80% or 90% or 110%, if it's in the money, that's fine. But as long as it's close enough to do its job, that's what I was talking about there. And Will says, never mind, it's still good. Simon says, EE, can I ask you when you close AVGO? I think it was Tuesday. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, I think it was no, I think it was Wednesday, last Wednesday. Yeah, in the afternoon? Yeah, that's what I think it was, Simon. Will says, what percent profit would the EE have been if you started with a 3.0 version? I don't know. It would have been pretty good because it's up just this year. What did I say? 159%. Yeah, 160% this year. I don't know. Crazy. I don't know how high it would be if I was doing a 3.0 the whole time. 3.0 was really doing well. Rob says, good morning, everyone. Is there a way to do the safe wheel with higher price stocks? Most of the 20 to 37 stocks I don't like. How would I construct the numbers if possible? So I guess you're looking at the stock from when you say you don't like it, from a fundamental point of view, that you don't feel it's going to go higher because of fundamentals, which the safe wheel is not really depending on going a bull run. So really, it doesn't really matter which stock you use and whether I mean, I'm not sure why you would like it or not like it. As long as it fits the safe wheel criteria, it doesn't really matter. Hopefully that makes sense. But if you wanted to use a higher price stock, you could do that, but I want to make sure you would want to run the back test. But you could double everything probably. But the only thing is you got to do half the contracts. So there's some numbers that you would have to finagle around. It's totally possible, but you would need, like, for example, instead of a $5,000 account, you could have a $10,000 account, right? And then you could choose stocks between what, $40 and $80. So something like that. You can kind of double everything up as long as you have the capital, because the reason for the $20 to $40 range is to make sure that you don't overuse your margin and get caught in any kind of margin problems. So that's the reason for it. But if you have more capital, you can get around that and use a stock that's at a higher price. But again, I'm not sure why you wouldn't like it, because as long as it fits the criteria, it doesn't matter if it goes up or down. So we're not really looking at stocks that hopefully they go up or anything like that. From a fundamental standpoint, I don't use fundamentals. And especially for the safe wheel, it's designed to not worry about fundamentals. Let's see here, Rob. Also, am I missing the point about the safe wheel, meaning we don't care about the stock itself because of the protection? Correct, Rob. Yes, exactly. You're not missing anything. I think you're getting it right there. Some guy says, shame you can't do a comparison with other option content creator strategy P&Ls because they don't share their P&L. Totally a shame. I mean, that's one of the reasons for my channel, is to get this transparency out there. There's been a few, actually at one point before August 5th, 2024, there were 3 YouTubers that I could find that were options traders that shared their P&L, and now we're down to 2. Okay, and uh, one of them, their account kind of got cut in half, so they're not doing too well. But yeah, it's when you actually share your P&L and L and you show what's really going on, you really see what's happening out there. It really would be interesting to see the P&L of. I mean, how many of them out there? There's thousands of them out there that are teaching options and pretending like they're making money. Now, maybe they are making money, but we haven't seen it, so we really don't know. Will says, in many cases, the safe wheel, the stock dropping significantly is a good thing, and you don't have to like the underlying if you're following the filters. Yes, good point. That was the point I was making. Kevin, good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Will completed the 5-day wheel course. It was really good. I don't think there's been better free content that you can find. I appreciate that, Will. You know, it's interesting that you never took the course and you know this safe wheel strategy as good as I do. So obviously, watching the live streams, you were able to learn it without taking the course. Will says, I still think Skyview has the best teaching videos for beginners. Their animation and explanation is superior. Yeah, they do have some good stuff for beginners. I did a review on them. You might want to check it out. I don't know if you probably have, Will, but other people watching this, you can check out the review I did. Um, but yeah, they have good stuff. I have a really good, I don't know if you've taken my latest new course for beginners, but it's really, I believe that it's really good too. And you can see it there. It's in a playlist on my YouTube channel under Beginners Options Mastery. And Avery says the 3.0 earnings edge would have been up about $30,000 in profits. Well, we'll see what happens. You know, I started with a $5,000 account. Now it's up to 15,000. We'll see where we can go with it. And then Avery says she means 40K. Edwin says I completely the safe wheel. So I think he said I completed the safe wheel course and received your emails regarding the safe wheel community. However, still unable to join it. What would happen? What you happen to know is what the issue is. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any other complaints there, but definitely email support@real-pl.com and we'll get you fixed up there. Wild, it would have been viable for one of the PL5 Pro versions. Yeah, for sure. I think you're referring to because we were talking about the subject of new courses and teaching and stuff like that. So I think that's what you're referring to. Let's see, Edwin. Less is more. If Carl was doing the EE 3.0 all along, he would be here live from the from the Bahamas today. Yeah, for sure. Will says someone with the AI programming skills should make a bot to trade the safe wheel or your other systems. It would be interesting to see as the rules and the flow charts are so clear. Yeah, that is an option. We're working on some backtesting, automated backtesting software too. And maybe we can end up just deploying that and making it trade the system itself. When you get, yeah, you're starting to get into those kind of AI level things. Let's see here. Tron, if anyone was wondering about the value of the long call for Unity, for you, it skyrocketed last week. And that long call paid off big time and also protected my put hedge. Oh, so you were trading you, and yeah, you're going to get that long call just in case, because that put hedge, if that price of that stock goes up significantly, that put hedge will lose all of its value. And that's why you buy that little $5 call. And it looks like it paid off for you. That $5 call paid off, and it paid for your put hedge loss and then some. And that's what the system's designed to do. Not only does it have a hedge for the wheel, but it has a hedge for the hedge, right? And so you're saying the hedge for the hedge paid off. Interesting. Cool. All right. Any other questions or comments? Okay, in parting, I always like to say, if the P&L is not real, what else are they trying to conceal? I'll be back next week, and I appreciate you guys.